Tier list videos about Strinova are very different and filled with differing opinions, which makes it hard to know who the best characters actually are. So I decided to go through all of the players on the leaderboard to write down everyone's main agents and calculate the best ones using statistics. The results were really quite surprising. In this video, I'll show you the top 5 most popular picks and explain what makes them so effective. Notably, every character has appeared at least once. I'll put the entire list of most to least popular in the video description, and it'll be at the end of the video. Before I get started, let me explain how I got this data. The Strinova leaderboard helpfully shows you the 3 most played characters by each person. Right now, there are only 55 people on the English leaderboard because of the way Strinova handles its rank system, which is a whole nother video I might make at some point. But I went through them all and gave every person's most played character 1 point, second most played 2 points, and third most played 1 point. This is not 100% proof of the best characters, but it is an accurate representation of the agents that are being played commonly at the highest level at the game. Starting at number 5 with 27 points, we have Kokona. The reason she is played so often is pretty obvious. She has a one-shot sniper rifle, she self-regenerates health, her heal is super easy to use and heals nearby allies, not just the person you have it on, and her ultimate literally raises someone from the dead. Kokona is by far the most popular support character because of how versatile she is. You don't just play her to support your team, you also play her to get kills. Since there are multiple sites, having a sniper on defense is really good for the site with less players. It's important to note that the other one-shot sniper, Kanami, was played a decent amount as well, but not nearly as much as Kokona, who has a more powerful kit and is playable on defense. At number 4 with 32 points, we have Lawine. Lawine is strong for a simple reason: information. Recon abilities like Lawine's knife expose enemies behind cover to her entire team, which gives you a massive advantage. This is particularly good when smoke bombs are thrown around, because you can see the enemies when they can't see you. This makes taking and retaking sites much easier. Lawine's ultimate is also pretty decent, allowing interesting repositions without the enemy being able to react. The third most played agent with 36 points is Michele. Michele is one of the most powerful defense characters because of her turrets, which lets her control multiple parts of the map at once and split the focus of enemies between her and her turrets. She also has some info utility to see through walls, and like I mentioned with Lawine, recon is really good. Her ultimate is a powerful turret that's almost as threatening as another player, and overall Michele is just really good at holding space. Like with a sniper, you would want to put Michele on a weaker site or one with less people to make it harder for the defenders to break through. At number 2 with 37 points is Fuchsia. Fuchsia is a fantastic duelist who can be played on both attack and defense. She has 2 things that make her stand out. One is her passive, which lets her absorb crystals and heal from the enemy she killed or assisted. That means she can take multiple fights in a row without necessarily needing a support to heal her. Her other great feature is her active ability, which exposes nearby enemies to her. This is an insane ability that makes taking fights super easy because you always have the information advantage. It doesn't show enemies to your whole team like Lawine's knife, but since Fuchsia players usually play on the front lines, it doesn't matter as much. Overall, she is a great character with lots of carry potential, which is why she gets played so often. Before I get to the top pick, I'd like to give you a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel, that way you don't miss analysis videos like these. Alright, to no one's surprise, the most played character on the leaderboard is Ming with an insane 61 points. One of Ming's best features is her gun, which deals really good damage. This is balanced with lots of recoil, but good players can control that, which gives her one of the shortest time to kills in the game. What really makes her the best though is that she regenerates armor when she deals damage, which lets her keep taking fight after fight, similar to Fuchsia. Her ultimate makes armor regeneration even better, and her Thunder Blast ability is decent for clearing corners. Overall, Ming is an incredible hard carry pick who can frag out in every game, which is why many top players opt to play her. Before we wrap up, I want to go ahead and have a look at the chart. There's actually some really interesting things here. You'll notice that duelists often pop up as the most popular role. I think this just gives people the greatest control over their games. You know, if you get lots of kills, you're likely to win. So people end up playing a lot of duelists. Controllers are not played a whole lot. Controller in general is a lot weaker in this game than you might imagine, so it's an unpopular role. Maddelena is really the only one that ever gets playtime, and that's just because of her, grenade ability. If you want to go with a shotgun, Bai Mo is by far better than Eika. Another thing I want to point out is that Fragrans, there was only one player that actually played Fragrans, and in general, I'm not sure why that is. I'd love to see y'all's thoughts on that in the comments, why Fragrans is played so little compared to the other supports. And like I mentioned earlier, the characters with a lot of info utility are ones that are generally ranked pretty high. Now this dataset is smaller than I'd like with only 55 players on the leaderboard. One thing that would be interesting to check out is how this looks on the other leaderboard on the Chinese version of the game. However, that is actually a different game. They have characters we don't have, and the culture is different, so people play differently. But I'd still be interested to see what the meta looks like over there. But this is all I could work with for right now. And that's it for the video. I've been CJ. See ya.